How Visual and Performing Arts Changed the Society by JosieSEP. Art and contemporary design are two of the ways that visual arts has changed our society. Artistic expression is a very important part of our lives because it can convey its message to all different types of people in the world. Artistic expression also has a role in our community's progress as it helps with city planning, development, and innovations and improvements in our society. Art also shows the importance of different customs and ideas that help us be more relatable and open-minded in our ideas and in our everyday lives. An 1800s example is Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was revolutionary in the way people view the attributes of a piece of artwork. He inspired many to participate in art and is considered the artist persona, or the image of an artist. He was unique in the colors he used. At the time, everybody used bright, happy colors in their artwork. He took a different approach and used a dark, meaningful color scheme as shown in Starry Night, one of his most famous paintings. A mid-1900s example would be the pop art movement. Pop artists took everyday materials from their life and would create artwork out of them that would have bold lines and vibrant colors. This movement led to the whole 50s and 60s pop music experience, and the pop art movement has highly influenced contemporary graphic design. A 1900s example of a society-changing artist is Pablo Picasso. Picasso was always very independent and full of energy. He would think outside of the box, which led him to early success. His artwork always contained graphic, powerful topics and messages about interesting, uncommon ideas like society and love. His artwork would not only represent his inner emotions, but also the world and society around him. Another example of visual arts is literature. Literature gives the community another point of view on experiences, which teaches us how to be better listeners and communicators, and teaches us how to connect more with other people in our lives. Literature also has enough power to build a whole society, as well as the power to expose society's flaws and injustice. A very early example of literature that has changed the society is Shakespeare. Shakespeare was a fantastic writer, but not just that. His works were so relatable and understandable, people realized the flaws of society and what needed to happen. He definitely was significant in the history of literature. A mid-1800s example of literature that has changed the society is Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom's Cabin is known throughout the world and definitely has a role in past and present American culture. This book contributed to the Civil War because by influencing readers to connect with the enslaved families in the book and the inhumane ways of society, the author influenced many decisions about what kind of country the citizens now wanted. 1984 was another memorable book closer to current times than the other two pieces of literature. This book was written after World War II. This book's purpose was to stop the present society from happening again by showing the flaws of the current time period and changing the reader's ideas of the society that everyone wanted. Music is an example of a performing art that has majorly changed the society. Music symbolizes all the different cultures and is unique to each and every one of them. Music also changes the way people think of some topics in our society. Music relates different people's and cultures' ideas and has an indescribable way of bringing the community together. An example of society-changing music would be the Beatles. There is no doubt that the Beatles' role in innovation in our culture is significant. They were an almighty revolution in the music industry. They influenced outdoor concerts, fashion trends, and rock music in general. They were also an inspiration to other artists, showing there is no limit to their musical boundaries. A late 1900s example of time-changing music would be Band Aid and Live Aid. Band Aid and Live Aid were joint organizations that put on concerts in the late 1900s. The purpose of their concerts were to raise money and awareness for anti-famine efforts in Ethiopia. They would use famous people in the concert to get bigger audiences. And together, the two organizations raised about 150 million United States dollars for the Ethiopian cause. I know these music acts were both from the late 1900s, but I thought including both of them would be necessary. So, another late 1900s example is Bob Marley. He is such an inspiration to others, and also has a legacy that will keep inspiring people forever. His childhood was spent in a dangerous part of Jamaica. He had to fight, literally, to find the one thing he always felt safe doing, music. He inspires others, not only because of his commitment and hard work, but also because he gave back to the people in need of help. And he also practiced what he preached, something that's not frequently heard of in the showbiz industry. I learned that visual and performing arts always emotionally strikes you, and almost always leaves you on the side you never thought you would be on in the first place. So in conclusion, you can tell that visual and performing arts have immensely changed our society and the way we look at things. Thank you. This is my bibliography. It includes all of my research sites and people I talked things over with, and also learned information from. Thank you for watching my presentation.
That's all, folks.